kasama ng Pangulong Unang Ginang. Sa pagsisimula ng ating pagdiriwang, dadako po tayo sa seremonya sa pagtataas ng watawat. Pulo Regalado Trota Jose Jr. ng Pambansang Komisyong Pangkasaysayan ng Pilipinas, Punong Lungsod Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso ng Maynila, at General Romes Bronner Jr.
We are a supportive role. We are here, kagaya ng mga kaso kung sa korte, we are here under the control and supervision of the public prosecutors. So, ang role po namin ay assist, ang role po namin ay to give recent jurisprudence on, because we are all practicing lawyers, recent jurisprudence on what is material, the rules on evidence, the rules of court, updating the public prosecutors on recent jurisprudence in the Supreme Court. So, lahat po kami ay lead dito. Lead private prosecutors po kaming lahat. In the sense that we will all be leading ourselves into supporting whatever the public prosecutors need, or whatever we feel is useful and necessary for a full, fair, and strong presentation of evidence. So, sa sagot niyo po, supporting cast lang po kami. Wala po kaming billing issue dito. Sino ang bida dito? Ang bida po dito ay ang taong bayan. Supporting cast lang po ang private prosecutors. Of course, ang public prosecutors, yun po ang kami wala kaming talent fee eh. So, support lang kami. But it is the public prosecutors really that will be leading this. And that's all I can say. So,
sabi niyo nga po, supporting characters. Pero, are you eyeing to cross-examine the Vice President?
If that is the role that the public prosecutors will assign to us, yes. But I think the public prosecutors are, in our view, all competent to cross-examine the Vice President if and when she appears. That is the big question mark. It's a moral certainty. It's a certainty that we are for the truth. We are for the rule of law. And so if that is the guide, if our conscience is personally speaking, I go to this impeachment trial with a clear conscience. It does not matter if we are hit personally for all the wrong or right things I've done in the past. What matters here is that we are useful, that we will be useful in supporting or aiding our public prosecutors in presenting a strong, fair, and evidence-based case. So the direct answer to your question, ma'am, is bring it on.
For the other private prosecutors pa.
So, the hit that we will encounter and or experience, that is expected, but it's nothing compared to the honor that this obligation that we are fulfilling, the honor that it brings. Wala po yan. Yung magiging pambabastos, yung fake news, yung mga memes that will be created attacking us, wala po yan kumpara sa karangalan na mapabilang sa mga private prosecutors na mag-pro-prosecute ng mga articles of impeachment against the Vice President. Sabi nga ni Chair Jinky, knowing that we are in the right side of history makes all of the hardship, all of the difficulties, all of the fake news worth it. It's nothing compared to the honor of making sure that those that must be held accountable should be held accountable, no matter the case that you are the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines.
For PECA bar law, no, PECA bar is not that media savvy really, no. So to us, this is just like any other legal work that we have handled and we are handling. So this is nothing personal, no. We are given a job, we are given a objective, so we'll just fulfill our objective in this case, like any other case that we have handled and we are handling for other clients. So that's it.
Para lang po sa kaalaman din po ng public, ano po ang pinakamahalagang magiging kontribusyon ng private prosecutors dito po sa impeachment trial ni VP Duterte at bakit kailangan ng private prosecutors? Kailangan din po ba meron po
Congressman Paulo Duterte maka-administrasyon, no? Samantalang sila siyempre kalaban ng administrasyon. So nangyayari ito talaga sa politika yung mga kantsawan, insultuhan, kutsaan, no? So yun ang issue kasi dito. Number two, kung sinasabi ni Raffy Tulfo kasi ni Senator Raffy Tulfo na marami siyang natulungan, totoo rin naman yun, no? Kaya lang marami rin siyang mga nasaktan ng mga taong napagbintangan na hindi naman dapat, no? Pero kung sa dami rin natulungan, marami rin siya natulungan, kaya nga nauso yung salitang isumbong mo kay Tulfo, no? Kasi nga yung mga nagmamadaling magkaroon ng hustisya na sa tingin nila naapi sila, meron namang iba talaga doon na talaga naman totoong naapi at natutuo rin naman ang sinasabi na marami rin siyang natulungan, no? Kasi nga kung titingnan natin ang history naman kasi ng Tulfo brothers, bago si Raffy Tulfo nag-specialize sa mga romantic affairs o mga personal relationship affairs, talagang broad and stroke yung kanilang mga tinatalakay na issues dati, no? So nung nagsimula yung magkakapatid, I think magkakapatid niya sila Ramon Tulfo, Raffy Tulfo, Erwin Tulfo, saka si Ben Tulfo, talagang noong umpisa pa lang ang talagang tinatalakay nila yung mga naapi. No, yun ang mga tinutulungan nila, yung mga sa tingin nila naapi. Kaya lang minsan nga naabuso yung sistema. Kaya lang sa tulungan, totoo marami siya natulungan. Si Congressman Paulo Duterte naman, di mo rin pwedeng ismolin kasi maaring regional kasi siya, no, na Davao yung kanyang base. So siyempre mga natutulungan niya rin doon, hindi rin naman natin alam kung gaano karami at kung gaano kalala yung mga problemang nilulutas niya. So it's not fair to judge in this particular case, no? Kaya na nga yung ganitong insultuhan at kutsaan, nangyayari talaga yan sa mga politiko na lalo na kung makalaban silang partido.
Ngayon, Dad, I think there's a difference nga between Paulo Duterte and Raffy Tulfo. Kasi when it comes to Paulo Duterte, I'm sure marami na siyang natulungan bilang congressman since matagal na siyang nasa gobyerno. Pero the difference there is, it is part of his job na syempre tulungan ang kanyang komunidad, tulungan ang mga tao na sa Mindanao at sa Davao. Kasi syempre part mo yun ng trabaho yun, di ba? Binabayaran ka ng gobyerno to be able to do your responsibilities, to make projects, to uplift yung mga people in your district, di ba? So that's part of his job. Yung kay Raffy Tulfo actually, he's also actually technically part of his job rin. Yung mga tulong niya sa mga mga tungkol sa mga mag-asawa, tungkol sa mga labor issues, tungkol sa mga nag-aaway na negosyante. Yes, he's doing those things, pero it's not out of charity naman kasi dad. Kasi he's making it out into a TV show or a radio show, meaning he's making money from the problems of other people. Ngayon, some people have said na nakakatulong siya. Siyempre, marami na mga libel at cyber libel case against Raffy Tulfo, and marami na nagrereklamo na parang tinatakot niya yung mga ibang tao para mag-settle na lang sila even though they might not be in the wrong. Kaya nga marami mga lawyers nagagalit sa mga Tulfo brothers kasi ang view nila sa mga Tulfo brothers is parang extrajudicial sila. They're not following the proper process of the law kasi dapat yung mga away na, let's say, kahit na hindi away mag-asawa, pero yung mga away sa mga dole or labor issues or mga business issues, dapat sa korte yun where it's going to be presided by a judge and everything will follow the law. Hindi yung there's one person saying na, feeling ko tama to, so dapat magsettle na lang kayo, side with him, otherwise masisira ka kasi people in the country are listening to this show or watching the show at ngayon sira ka na kasi mukhang pangit yung itsura mo or mukhang masisira yung pangalan mo as opposed to following the law wherein at least hindi masisira yung mga pangalan ng mga tao and it's following the proper process with the proper negotiation. So both parties, I'm sure, are helping people, but I don't think both parties are doing it out of the goodness of their hearts because it's part of their job. What do you think, Dad? Do you agree with that?
Well, definitely, no? Kasi siyempre, bakit ka naman may radio show or TV show? Di ba? Kaya when you go to a radio or TV show, that means you need to make money, no? Kasi kung walang advertising income yan, paano ka naman susustentuhan nung TV station or nung radio program, no? So kung let's say kahit a black timer ka, yung binili mo yung oras, namuhunan ka pa rin doon, no? So kinakailangan bawiin mo pa rin yon at kinakailangan mo pa rin kumita para mapakain yung pamilya mo at mabili mo yung mga pangangailangan mo. So definitely, both parties are doing it as a job, as a way of making money. So that's one, no? But number two, siguro ang tanong na lang diyan yung mga personal motivations nila, no? Is it just because they want to make money or is it because they really also want to help people, no? Kasi minsan naman yung mga tumutulong sa tao, mga doktor, no? There are some doctors who are just there to make money, but there are most doctors are there because they really want to cure patients, to heal people, no? So but at the same time they get paid for it. Ganun yun. Kung hindi ka naman babayaran, paano ka naman mabubuhay, no? So siguro yung personal motivation, it's not for us to judge, no? Only God would know what's really motivating them. But at the end of the day, what we're saying is very simple, no? Number one, service to people should come from the heart, no? Kasi if it's not coming from the heart, sooner or later you will pay for that, no? So yun ang mga tinatawag nating consequences, no? Maaring you can get away fooling people most of the time, but eventually one day there will be a kumbaga day of reckoning na sinasabi nila, yung bang judgment day, no? So kasi maari mong lokohin ng mga tao pero hindi mo pwedeng lokohin ng Panginoon. Alam ng Panginoon kung ano yung totoong dahilan kung bakit mo ginagawa isang bagay. Kaya doon Panginoon na lamang huhusga sa iyo. So yun ang sinasabi natin sa buhay, no? Na marami kang pwedeng sabihin, pwede mong bulahin ng mga tao, pero pagdating sa dulo, si Lord pa rin ang